Jim, a draw in 90 minutes against Salford tonight, ultimately a penalty shootout loss, but just give us your reaction to the game as a whole.
I'm very pleased with certain aspects of our play. I think there's areas for improvement as always, but we put the negatives to one side and we say, we've made a few changes. We did look like some of the players had lacked games, but that's why we needed to get them up to speed, because we're coming into a busy period, and at any time any of them are going to have to step in and be at the top of the game in minutes under the belt to go and affect the game that they play in. So it was important for that reason. They've made a few changes. I think when you look at how good Salford are with the ball, I think they've got the highest possession count in the division. They get the ball at the back, they play out, so we covered covered up in certain areas and looked to nick it and break, and I think we didn't have a touch for 5 minutes, and then suddenly we got the first break on them. We got in and Conor Malley has put it over the bar, and it looked like he should really hit the target at least. Could have been a goal. So I think a lot of things that we discussed beforehand and went through played out as we thought. I think it was quite an exciting game. I think it was we got the lead, and pretty pleasing the way it was going. Coming into the second half, we have a spell of 5-10 minutes where we're right on top. Both had opportunities. In the first half was to extend the lead, them to get back. I think it was Lund who had a fantastic chance around the back stick. But you go into the second half and suddenly, again, the confidence was coming and the crowd were up, and we had a couple of opportunities where we were testing the keeper and then we were getting it back and we were going again, and then they made the changes, and I think their changes were excellent. I think it was 5 subs come on, all mainliners, all players who've been playing, and that gave them a little injection. We made our changes and we just slightly tweaked the shape in the middle of the park, and for the next 10 minutes we didn't get to grips with it, and he went through us too easily and ultimately scored 2 goals that cost us the game. Well, it cost us at that stage, from going 1-0 up to 2-1 down, but it was just that probably a little bit of inexperience with Ethan and Conor in the middle of the park once Toombs come off. We went a little bit more attack minded with the 2 up front with Hendo and Quiggs, but we ended up at times 4-2-4, and they're bringing their mainliners on and they knew how to cut through us, and that's what they did. They got through us a few times. I sort of look at the goals again, looked a little bit disappointed how easy it was to dribble through and get a shot off on the edge of our box, certainly for the first one. The second one looked a quality finish by the lad, but again, I've not seen it back, so I can't really comment, but that was disappointing, that spell in the game where we let them get back on top and we didn't cover up and we didn't protect the central areas, which we did so well in the first half. And then obviously Quiggs comes off injured and Liam Kelly goes back on, so we go back to the original shape, and I thought we looked better for it again. So once we did that, what was pleasing was the attitude and the desire of the players to, when they're 2-1 down, which will happen again this season, 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, whatever, in a tight game where I was a little bit critical against Doncaster because I thought we just sort of caved in a little bit. We showed plenty of determination to drag the game back, and we kept asking questions, and then we scored a fantastic goal with Liam Kelly to take it to penalties. So pleased in that regards that we draw the game in the end from 2-1 down. Disappointed that when we're 1-0 up we don't go to 2-0. Disappointed with regards to that 10-15 minute spell when they brought the mainliners, the big hitters on, and we didn't cover up particularly well. Our shape went and that played into their hands. So as I say, there's loads to be positive about. There's obviously a couple of negativities in there as well, but we want to win. We haven't won. We've been beat on penalties again. It was very much like the Atkinson game, so we're unbeaten in the competition, but we lose 2 penalty shootouts, so that's disappointing as well. But as I say, there's plenty to be pleased with, plenty to be positive about, and it's going to be a good game for us to look back and see where we can do better again.
Of those positives, the 2 goals that we scored were full of quality, weren't they? Both different goals, but both full of quality.
Yeah, and again, that's what you want. You want to be being able to score in all aspects, you know, whether that be counter-attack, you know, that was similar to a little bit of counter-attack with regards to the second goal where Max Taylor hits a good ball down the line and Femi gets into a great position, and, you know, we need to work on our end product and making sure that we pick out passes in the final third, and that's what Femi did there, because Liam Kelly's got himself in a great position and Femi's lifted his head up. And to be fair to Femi, he's one of those who stays behind and practices and tries to get better, you know, but those type of players like Femi, like the wide lads, they should be clocking up more assists and affecting the top end of the pitch because of the way we want to play. He's got pace to get in there, but instead of hitting the near man or sticking it out the back or straight into the keeper's arms or whatever, you know, he's got to show a little bit more composure, and that's what he did. So I'm pleased for him, pleased for Liam. Fantastic finish, just used quality. The first goal was from a kick from Rich onto Tyrese. We wanted the players like Conor Malley, Ethan Brady to run forward. That's what Conor did. Tyrese is good in the air. Conor drops on the second, suddenly it's tidied. Tyrese whips a good ball in and then Endo gets a good header. So, you know, again, good play from direct play. Good second ball, tidied up, good cross into the box and a good header down the back stick. So, as I say, we don't want to be a one-trick pony and just think, well, let's just pin all our hopes on one player to score the goals, or we don't want to just have one way of playing. We want to be able to, you know, score from crosses like we have been doing, score from the counter-attack like we have done tonight. You know, set plays for me need to come up. I think we can score more goals from set plays. We want moments of brilliance, similar to what we got at the weekend with Liam Kelly from a well-worked, you know, throwing routine that we've worked on the training ground. So, you know, we want to be good in all areas. So to score 2 goals again is great. We'll have to look back again at the goals that we conceded. I do believe we could have scored more tonight again. You know, and we need to keep striving to get better and to score more goals and win more games. But say we're coming up against good opposition tonight, well drilled, well coached. And as I say, when they brought those 5 players, they come 4 or 5, whatever it was, with that 60-minute spell, you know, they just looked at just giving that injection. We just didn't get to grips at that stage, so that was the disappointment. But as I say, take the 2 goals, couldn't do better, but disappointed in the end because we got beat on a penalty shootout.
What's kind of the update on Quiggs so soon after the game? Obviously he went off injured, didn't he?
Yeah, disappointing. You know, you bring him on for the last 25 minutes with nothing really since Saturday. Just looked like he planted his foot a little bit awkward when he was tracking back. He's an honest kid. You know, again, maybe it went down to the shape of the team because we took Toombs off. He was a big player for us. He just knows the role. He knows how to hold that middle ground, and we just looked a little bit open. And suddenly when the counter's on us and Quiggs, you know, as I say, he's honest. He's going to work back. He just looked as the lad twisted there, he planted his foot awkwardly and, you know, he tweaked his groin. So we'll have to see how bad it is. You know, fingers crossed. He's a big player for us. He'll be back sooner rather than later, but we'll have to wait and see until he gets assessed, probably tomorrow or Thursday.